Well, good morning. I thought I would do a really quick video to show you how good the trellis idea is working out. The butternut squash is growing up the trellis. It'd be so cool if it goes along there. To meet up with, these are my purple green beans. They're called bush beans, but to me I call them green beans because they're long. Anyway, this is acorn squash, and she's growing up there real well too. However, she has joined in with the pumpkins and cantaloupes. Look at the size of these leaves of these pumpkins. Yes, I'm going to attempt to walk through there to show you the size of the leaves on the sunflower, which are even bigger than these pumpkin leaves. My Tulsi basil. Love it, love it, love it. All the tomatoes over here are doing amazing. These are cherry tomatoes. These are the pineapple tomatoes. Pear tomatoes. Amazing. Over here are, let's see, this tomato is Roma's. Dude, there are quite a few on there. You can see the Roma tomatoes in there. I don't think it's going to focus. There it is, but there's several sleeves of those. And down here are peppers. Sorry if I'm going too fast. More Tulsi basil. More peppers, blueberries, lots and lots of pumpkins. These ones here they're not a very pretty pumpkin, but they're for eating. And being I go through quite a bit of pumpkin for the dogs, I wanted to see if I could grow my own. Alrighty. And this here is cherry tomatoes. And we got quite a few on there also. I don't know if you can see, but there's numerous sleeves of those on. Anyway, let's get to the size of the leaf. Look at the size of that thing. Look at the size. I wish my grandkids would come over and see this. Even better, it'd be awesome if my son and daughter-in-law would bring my other granddaughter. She's finally getting a flower on her. There's a bud up there. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but she's finally getting a bud up top. I have a feeling it's going to be yellow. What I planted seeds, I thought, was from the giant one that I had last year, which I also thought was this one. And that's certainly not giant. I would call that small to medium, honestly. She's not very pretty. We've had 3 days of rainy weather, thank God, not complaining at all. But anyway, isn't this thing a monster? An absolute monster. It's huge. Oh, it's been so fun to watch it grow, and it's got numerous arms coming out, so it's going to get a whole lot of flowers. I will just quickly span over this. All the food growing, the cabbage and Brussels sprouts and kale and collards and bok choy, all kinds of tomatoes. My favorite tomato is the Cherokee purple. Look at these sunflowers. Aren't they something? They are huge. Just huge. Oh, I need to shut this so my dogs don't try and go in there. Last thing I need to do is find a dog in there tramping through and squishing all the pumpkins. Oh, I should have shown you the pumpkins that were already growing. But anyway, my wall of sunflowers, it's doing amazing. My coffee tree, she has grown unbelievable. This was literally knee-high 4 years ago when they put it in. Knee-high. Oh, real quick, let me span over here. Real quick. Cantaloupe is growing awesome. I didn't think anything would grow back here. This is strictly an experiment to see if I could grow something, and I was completely out of containers, so dirt in boxes. But the spinach is growing. The Malabar spinach is growing, which will go all over, hopefully, my little pretend trellis. See it in here? It's growing. So exciting. That's my favorite spinach. Of course, it's growing really slow. These are cantaloupes in here. This here is spinach that didn't want to grow because it got attacked. And that's okay. Bugs need their place in our culture as well. Okay, back to the sunflower wall. I'm sorry it's so gray out here today while I'm doing this, but I should have done this in a different angle so you could see the whole thing. But hello, Tater. She's sniffing all the stuff I cut off. Isn't that something? I'll span in and show you a close-up of some of the flowers. This is a experiment as well, seeing how I can grow tomatoes in self-watering containers. And there's 3 different tomatoes there, the cherry, pear, and Cherokee, and then over here are just all kinds of peppers. In this small space, I'm attempting to grow, I think there's 30 pepper plants here, but these are self-watering, these ones here. This is cardboard box. I know, me and my experiments. And this is plastic. Last year I did the plastic planters and it did amazing. Look how that borage is growing back there. Unbelievable how that's growing. A space that people normally would just have yucky stones or dead grass or whatever, I'm trying to utilize as an herbal garden. Beyond that, I planted yarrow, which is extremely small and doesn't seem to be doing all that well. Not a pretty sunny day, so I guess you don't get a beautiful picture of that, but isn't she pretty? So pretty. Put the nasturtiums down at the bottom. More pepper plants. More nasturtiums. So pretty. More pepper plants. More sunflowers and nasturtiums. She's so pretty. She's the chocolate one. Let's see if I can get a close-up of that chocolate one. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? More pepper plants. There's some peppers coming too. This time last year I just had teeny little nothings. Amazing what you can learn in a season. This is just a massive acorn squash plant. I planted that early and it is going nuts. What is that thing you say in the background? This is my mullein plant. 1 seed. I planted 1 seed. I've taken a lot of the leaves off, which if you look at my pictures, you saw the leaves that I pulled off, which I am going to dry so that I have on hand this winter for anyone who gets sick, including myself. I keep pulling those flowers off because they are amazing for antibiotic usage, especially ear infections, throat infections. I have a girlfriend with a really bad throat issue, so I'm going to send her some echinacea plant. This here is the sweet potatoes that are red inside. I did plant one for an orange sweet potato in there, and I think it's coming up. Let's look. Yep, there it is, the tiny little one. It was just a really small orange sweet potato, but she's coming up. This tree here, I'm so happy with it. It has been, 4th or 5th year. Borage, foxglove, parsley, squash. This is yellow squash. In this whole bed here I did the yellow squash. The green squash is down the back of the garden. All kinds of marigolds. Yes, they bring the good bees. More borage. Oh, the flowers have been such awesome to my... Back here is the pumpkin. There's 4 of those. And all of them so far are growing. If they take off, it'll be crazy. Look at it creeping through there. I'm not sure it's getting enough sun, but oh well, just an experiment. It's growing. Landon's didn't make it last year. It got a terrible fungus, so that's been a concern of mine. More yellow squash and this crazy volunteer sunflower, which is getting a bud on the top. I know you can't see it, but it is getting a bud on the top. She's getting big. I think it's going to be a red one. Getting huge. Uh-oh, I hear sprinkles. Also another volunteer sunflower that, it's staying really small. The soil here mustn't be as good, and it's already starting to get a bud, so... Another yellow squash, tons of marigolds, Tulsi basil, borage, marigolds, and I didn't know this borage was going to get this big. It's kind of hiding my lavender. I'm not sure the lavender is going to be taken too kindly to this. Tons and tons of porcelain. I think I'd like to dig some of that out. I'm trying to think what this Cherokee purple tomato, which is the only tomato I planted in the ground. I just wanted to see how it did. And I planted it sideways. So I did the technique where you lay the plant on its side. So the actual plant is in there, if you can see it. But the stem is laid out all the way to here. And supposedly it gets roots all along. There is the asparagus that I planted, and they say it takes 3 years before you can actually get asparagus. So there it is, doing its thing for this year 1. And here is another cantaloupe. Believe it or not, I have a volunteer pepper plant. Yep, it volunteered to just grow. Marigold. And some Tulsi basil. I need to pull this marigold out of here because it's going to steal nutrition from my Tulsi basil. And my Tulsi basil is more of a priority. And nasturtiums. Okay, this is the red in the center sweet potato. Chamomile, which I cut way back so it can regrow. And lavender. And this sweet potato is actually white in the center. They taste a little bit different than the orange, but they're so yummy. And this one here is the red in the center, which are my favorite, even over the orange. Yeah. And then chamomile and lavender. Cut that chamomile way, way back also so that it could regrow. More sweet peppers. This is the red skin potato, and I don't eat potatoes, so I'm kind of sort of growing these for my daughter and her family. I might partake, or depending on what comes out of there, I might just make a huge batch of potato salad, just because I love potato salad. Should I eat it? No, but I might anyway. Depends. I love red potatoes just because of the diabetes. I'm not supposed to eat them. But if I just do it 1 day out of 7 days, I might. And here is my tree that I planted this year that seems to be doing extremely well, although I've had to water it constantly because struggling in our drought, which thank God has just been broken. Now this is just crazy looking, isn't it? This is a delicata plant. You gotta see this thing. It is amazing. Let's see if I can get to it this way. No, I'm gonna have to go around the other side, but that's okay. You see the white flowers? That is all the radishes that are growing in there. This is the kind of radish that is pink with a very small white on the bottom. And I'm letting it go to seed because number one, it protects the plant. So I planted them all around the bottom of all of my squashes except for the yellow squash. This is called another experiment. Supposedly it keeps away the squash vine borer. Exciting. Anyway, it's going to seed. Do you see the seed pods? Which I'm told, isn't it cool how they have stripes? The center of the radish has stripes also. It's like a white and red stripe. Anyway, that is going to seed, so when they dry up, I can collect the seeds and plant more. Here is a baby delicata squash. This is just a baby. Look at all these seed pods from the radishes. And there's two baby delicata squash. I'm going to go around the other side so you can see what it looks like. It's so pretty. Look at all these radish seeds. Awesome. Gonna have lots of free seeds that I didn't have to buy. Look at that bee doing her job, or his job. That's a crazy bee. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Do you see? That is a delicata squash. Yummy delicata squash. Isn't it beautiful? That is going to turn a deep green where you see those green lines, and like a yellowish orange where you see that yellow, and it'll get bigger. So cool. Here is plantain, which I grow strictly for medicinal purposes. This is unbelievable for anything that's inflamed, or you get a bee bite. Like if that bee were to bite me, I could real quick chew this up and put it on the bee bite, and it would take the stinger out and take the sting away and the swelling and the fever, which is great because I'm severely allergic. Thus, I grow this. I actually have it in 4 different places. Again, that's called plantain. And I pick it when the leaves are like this, which I need to come out and do because it rained again, so we got more new shoots. And then I dry it, and then you can pulverize it. Isn't it pretty? Plantain, unbelievable plant. And it grows free everywhere. But if you ever get a snake bite or a bee bite or any kind of insect bite, it takes the sting right away and neutralizes the effects of the bite. Okay, back over to here. This, I just pulled up the spaghetti squash plant because I don't really care for spaghetti squash, and I have no idea why it was growing. I did not plant it, so it must have been a wild seed from the seed factory, because I did buy different yellow squash seeds. Anyway, I planted 2 more zucchini in there. So they should be coming up hopefully in a week or so. Zucchini. There's a zucchini coming up now. I'm not sure if I even have any out here. Again, excuse all the zucchini. This is a different type of zucchini. This is the lighter color, more of a whitish green, and it's so yummy. All the radishes to keep the other bugs away. This is just some herbs. Oh, comfrey. Not the easiest thing to grow, as I was told, but I do have a runner coming up over here. Yay! Free plants! Yay! These crazy sunflowers that volunteered to come up. I did not plant. This borage and calendula. And I've tried, and it's actually growing. Helichrysum back there, which won't last here in the Midwest, but is what it is. Comfrey, and then my corn. Let's see if I can back up so you can actually see it. The corn, look at that. I believe there's either 16 or 20 in here. I can't remember. I cut 2 out yesterday because I was afraid it was taking too much out of the nutrients, but obviously it's growing. There's corn coming up already. See the corn? You see the tassels? Craziness. Love it. It's doing amazing. So exciting. And what is growing at the bottom? I have different kinds of beans. They're all bush beans. I thought I planted pole beans and I didn't. They're all bush beans. There's the oh, I can't remember the names, but the deep green, the lighter green, and the yellow all in there. And then we have more tomatoes. This is the pear tomatoes. Crazy, so many. So many. And the cherry, some of them are starting to get a little pink on them. Yay! Tons and tons of tomatoes. This also is cherry. I planted a lot of cherry. As far as red tomatoes are concerned, this year I focused on, oh look, these are getting a little blush on them also. Soon I'll be eating little red tomatoes. I focused more this year on edibles that I can just, pop as I go, because I had so many tomatoes last year, the Roma, I just couldn't keep up with it. The corn is amazing, just amazing. Here's the Cherokee Purple, which I'm not finding real easy to grow. I've had a few get blossom end rot, so I need to focus on that and learn more about that. So many radish seeds. Goodness, so many. This is a zucchini plant. This is a zucchini plant. That's a container of all the stuff I cut off, and I smush it all down and fill it with water and just keep smushing till it all dissipates and it becomes amazing fertilizer. I sit these containers out when it's going to rain, and I collect rain. You want to see all the rain I collected? I'm sure this is boring to you, but so far today I've gathered that much. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. But so far in the last 3 days I've gathered that much. That is more than half full. Yep. Here is a voluntary plant. I'm not even sure what it is yet. It's either yellow squash or zucchini. I think it might be zucchini. Excuse the white stuff. I put diatomaceous earth so that it doesn't get, yeah, there, I have one. Oh, exciting, Christmas morning. I have one, and it's gonna bloom probably tomorrow or late this afternoon. So we have another zucchini. Yay! Zucchini. A volunteer sunflower. Didn't plant that. And here is all sweet potatoes. Sweet potato, sweet potato, sweet potato in those huge Walmart boxes. They were huge. I'm trying to remember what I got in there. Yep, tubs. The storage tubs. And in here is a voluntary plant that when I saw the plant coming up, I stopped planting. So there's only one sweet potato in there. But look what's growing in here. Yellow squash. Yum. Yellow is absolutely my favorite. I love zucchini, don't get me wrong, but I love the yellow squash. And it's been such a wonderful year because last year I got one out of the whole season. I even tried replanting my calendula craziness, nasturtiums, and I'm finally getting my bee balm, bergamot. It's finally blooming. That just took forever, but they're coming through. They attract tons of bees. It's also a very medicinal plant. Bee balm, bergamot, calendula. I think I'm going to cut this back because it's, the end of June. Or is today the 1st? Might be the 1st, and it's already just crazy and out of control. Talk about crazy and out of control. Check it out. And I'll walk around the other side and you can see the baby that's growing, but yeah, I thought it was cucumber and it's not. It's cantaloupe. See what happens when you buy seeds from a store? They're cute though. I thought it was a striped cucumber. Volunteer sunflower. I did not plant. No clue what color it's going to be. I think it might be starting to get a bud. I'm not sure. Heck, I decided to try and grow food up it, so I tied it to it. Look at this fennel plant. Isn't it gorgeous? Just beautiful fennel plant. I didn't plant that either. Something else. Yep. This is an acorn squash plant. And it is finally taking off because I cut out this one. This is spaghetti squash. And when it grew, I said, I did not plant that, just like the other one over there. The peas are slowing down like crazy. Excuse the netting, probably hard to see through the netting, but yeah, the snap peas are really slowing down, so I'm going to cut them back because I noticed some of them are actually regrowing. So I let the lettuce go to seed so I can collect the seed and replant. Of course, this one right here, my fave, romaine lettuce. Yep, love it. More bergamot growing in there. Another volunteer sunflower that I did not plant. More tomatoes. This one right here in front of you is cherry. And the one in the back there is Cherokee purple. Buckets are to collect the water. Free water, I love free water. Peppers. Bok choy and peas. Oh, I see a pea. Tater quit. I see a snap pea. You see it? More pear tomatoes. See the sunflowers sneaking in back there? And we have arugula lettuce. And I have 2 containers of Swiss chard. I love popping those in my salads, but they're really good cooked with onions and peppers and mushrooms. Yummy. Lots of kale. Yep, and this here is my volunteer, well, not really volunteer, my grandson, and I did this as an experiment to see what would grow in our natural soil. So in here is tons of green beans. I believe these are the white and the 2 different types of green beans, and 3 different types of corn, sweet corn, yellow corn, and white corn. And we have volunteer sunflowers, which look like they're going to be yellow. Yep. Let's see if we have a green bean in here. We do. Let's see if I can get it on video. Yep, there they are. This one looks like it's ready to be picked. They come right off if they're ready. Nope, not coming right off. Not ready. Yep, that one did, which means that one's ready. Oops, I dropped it. Come back here, you. But I need to go through there and see if there's any other ones that are ready. Because the birds will help themselves otherwise. The white powdery stuff is Diatomatrix Earth, just trying to keep down any pests. Because I go organic so that there's no chemicals in the food, which is the whole purpose for doing this, chemical-free, yummy food. Well, that's it. You got to see my garden. There's my pretty sunflowers. I could do a real quick close-up of some of the flowers because they're so pretty. Since it's not a boiling hot sunny day, I guess they don't look as pretty without all the sun shining on them, but they're pretty. Birds already got to this one. Yeah. Hey, Tater. Hey, girl. The weather's torturing some of them. Well, the birds are getting to them, which is fine. They like them. Oh, I'm also growing in here cucumbers. Snuck in cucumber seeds back among the Swiss chard. I don't know if you can see the cucumbers growing up my fence, and I have one of them going up one of the sunflowers just to see if it'll work. Look at that coming out here. I need to fix that to the sunflower. I'll come out and tie it on there in a little bit. Well, thank you for coming through my garden with me. If you stuck with me to the end of the video, thank you so very much. May you all have a very blessed day. Say hello, Tater. We left Teeny inside. The air quality is horrible, so we are being careful how much we're out here. Thank you for coming with me on my little tour. You all have a blessed day. Oh, I forgot to show the strawberries. Aren't they awesome? Never grew strawberries before, but they're doing really well. Really, really good. There's a real big one over here. Oh, we don't want you sitting in water and getting ooey. I think I can pull this one. And you say if you yank on them, and it comes right off, it's ready. Yep. To add to my grandson collection. He's going to have to wash the diatomaceous earth off, but he's trying to collect a big bag of them because he wants to make, he wants to make a jelly, a strawberry jelly. Here is a pear plant that I don't have another pot to put in, so it's still in the cup. So is that acorn squash and some peppers. You can't give stuff away here. I've tried many ways. People just don't want stuff free, I guess. Bergamot coming up. Look at this volunteer dill plant. These must be seeds that fell from last year. Romaine lettuce, my absolute favorite lettuce. That and the purple lettuce. Absolute favorite. Big spaghetti squash. Oh, I was going to show you the melon growing. There you go. Isn't that neat? Yep. I just cut this back this morning. This is lemon balm and porcelain. I just cut it all back. It was absolutely huge from all the rain we've been getting. A little experiment with Malabar spinach. It's actually working. It's growing up the fence. Also, peas. More sweet potatoes. This is the one with the red in the center. This is the one that's white in the center. That I can't give this stuff away. Tons of sweet potato slips, and I guess nobody wants to do the work. They want to pay for their food instead of getting it free. This here is a rosemary, which I need to get in the ground because it'll grow like crazy in the ground. And, oh my God, brain fart. I'm letting it go to seed. I don't know if you can see the seed pods on here. They come underneath the flowers and let it go to seed, and then I can replant everything. That is my favorite lettuce besides romaine is, oh my God, why is it eluding me? The whole container of it over there. And this little thing cute, my granddaughter got this for me. It's adorable. Arugula, that's what it is. Yep, arugula. Yep. Yeah, my seat's all covered up because of the rain. That monster. It's crazy. And spearmint and basil. I don't use that basil as much as a lot of people do. So I see a pumpkin. So I don't grow that much. That's your atypical basil. I like the Tulsi basil because I'm a big tea drinker. Oh, I don't think you'll be able to see it. Can you see the pumpkin? I can't see because it's dark, but under the leaves there's a pumpkin in there. Oh, I don't know until I rewatch this. Oh, the Tulsi basil this year is growing crazy. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I can't believe these snap peas came back for a second round. I just planted a whole bunch more snap peas in here. I think like 30. We'll see if they come up or not. Get a second round. Tulsi basil in there going crazy. I'm going to have so much dried, I'll get through the winter no problem whatsoever. That makes me happy. I love Tulsi basil, and it is an amazing adaptogen for your body. Look at that lettuce getting ready to go to seed. Go into seed. These carrots. Some of these carrots are going to seed. I'm going to pull them soon, actually. I'm going to pull my onions, too. Basil. The Brussels sprouts are coming. My cabbages are getting heads on them. They're doing really good. There's another one tucked away over in the side, but finally getting little Brussels sprouts. Can you see them, the little babies? I have 8 of these. So far, they've all made it. It's just the darn white moth. Carrots. This one's crazy. I think by the time I dump this over, when my grandson's ready to do this, I think by the time I dump it over, it's going to be one big carrot. I can't even see in there anymore. Can you see the carrots? They're probably all joined together like twins. They sure did love this rain. Alrighty, again. Off we go. I will leave you with a shot of the sunflowers. Yeah. Clouds are coming. I hope we get another shot of rain. God bless you all. May you be blessed with plenty.